I'm being joined by the President of Athletics Federation of India, Mr. Adille Sumariwalla, who is now going to speak to us about the Asian Games, India's success up until now, and of course the controversy that has snowballed. Thank you so much, Mr. Sumariwalla, for joining us here at Republic TV. First of all, of course, many congratulations, and of course a celebratory moment for all of us. What's been happening in Hangzhou? We are getting, every morning we wake up with some really good news of, India striking gold, India striking silver, bronze, all the medals in every sport possible. And of course, we saw yesterday our golden boy Neeraj Chopra yet again doing what he is always been doing, at least since Tokyo. I know we had so many expectations from him, and of course he fulfilled all our expectations. And we also had Kishore Jena, not to forget. We'll talk to you about the performance, but first the debate that is going on, that what's really happening in China, what's really happening at the Asian Games. It's at that level. If we see the kind of decisions that the Chinese officials have been taking, it's really, questionable. First of all, I would like to ask you, what are you picking up on what happened as far as Neeraj Chopra's retake of his first attempt is concerned? He had a massive throw there, and of course it was around 85, 86, what we understand, but what the Chinese officials say, it was not measured. How is this possible?
Yeah, thank you, Rakshita, for having me here. What happened yesterday was absolutely bizarre. Something like this can never happen in a competition of this stature. What actually happened was Neeraj took his first throw, was a massive throw. It was an 88 meter plus throw. And it was just not measured. And they started the second athlete to run in and throw. And for that, we were screaming from the stands to say, what is the measurement of his first throw, which they did not put out. And so we told Neeraj, go and ask them what is the measurement. And they said they didn't measure it. We said, how? And they had no answer. And so Neeraj, we told Neeraj, you keep fighting and we'll stop the competition till you get your throw measured. And then they tried to look for the mark, and they couldn't find the mark. Now what was happening was it was getting chilly. Neeraj, as well as all the other athletes, were warming down and cooling off. So the compromise we reached and there was no answer. So the only compromise we could reach with them was that they would give Neeraj an extra throw. But this is bizarre. Something like this can never ever happen, even in a school competition where a throw is not measured. I mean, I can't believe that something like this can happen, and it's just crazy.
Absolutely, even we couldn't understand what's really happening, at the Asian Games. It's not just the Neeraj Chopra's throw. It did not end there, Mr. Sumariwalla. What happened with Kishore Jena also in one of his attempts. He was really, performing very well. And we saw how he was in the contention already for a medal. And he was given a foul. And after that, we saw that Neeraj, because you talked about how he was, you asked him to, fight for it. He also fought not just for himself, but also for his teammate, for his Indian teammate also, and he spoke out, and then they had to retract their decision. They said, oh, it's not a foul. So when we see all these things happening, one would only understand that why is it some sort of a targeting that is going on, because Miss Anju Bobby George, who's the senior VP, she also said that this is nothing but targeting the Indians at the games by the Chinese.
It's a possibility, but I would say it's either complete stupidity and incompetence, or there is targeting. There's a very fine line between it. One really doesn't know, because there is a language issue. You really don't know. We made a lot of noise at the right sources. We've moved a lot of things in process. As you know, something happened with Jyoti, something happened with Anurani.
Yes.
And it has been very, very poor quality of officiating. I mean, our national level is far, far superior officiating standards to what we are seeing in China. And it is absolutely unacceptable that this sort of technical officiating just is not acceptable to us. and we will do whatever we need to do, both at the Asian level as at the world level, to make sure something like this never happens again.
Right. Of course, India has always set an example, and we even at the national games we haven't seen such things happening. But what do you really plan to do now? Because we understand that Ms. George had said that there will be official complaint that will be launched, and what is the next action that is AFI going to take, and what do you really expect?
There are a lot of processes that need to take place, and I don't want to elaborate much on it because I don't want to lose the edge of what we are going to do by going public before we go and do it. But there are processes in place, both at Asian level and at world level, where we need a full-fledged inquiry into what has happened, take charge of the videos, take charge of the TV footage, and then we do what we need to do to bring to book whether somebody has intentionally done it. Was it a failure on part of the official? How many failures can there be? How many failures are acceptable? What level of failure is acceptable? So it's a process, Chita, and we will go through that process. You saw that we were there for Neeraj, we were there for Jenna, we were there for we were all there for Anurani when things didn't go right with Anurani. Anurani had to fight also to get one of her throws measured. We fought for Jyoti, and we will continue to do what we are doing. This is the new India. It's a new young India, and all our athletes are out there to fight and get medals. The support staff is there to fight and get medals. And we will ensure that we will bring justice to our athletes.
Absolutely. In fact, just before the beginning of the games, we saw what happened with the wushu team, sir. We saw that entire controversy as far as the visa thing was concerned, the visa issue. So Chinese, it's something, but what we are seeing that they have an agenda very clearly just before the beginning of the Asian Games. And now that they are underway, we are seeing you've taken so many names. Of course, we have been tracking all of them as well. But when it keeps happening time and again with the Indian athletes, it looks completely like an agenda. And of course, despite all of this, we have seen how Neeraj performed. He was the calm and composed guy. He's a youngster. He could have gotten just riled up. He knows the weight of the expectations of billions of Indians. Everybody's eyes are on Neeraj Chopra. We were all glued to this TV sets and to watch him have a podium finish. And when just at the start of the final, right at the beginning, anybody can get really disappointed and discouraged. And this is an athlete who has been struggling with fitness also, if you see, for the past few months. Despite that, we saw him standing up for himself, coming back stronger. That was a massive throw, 88.88. And also he stood up for Kishore Jenna as well, and he did not really complain or whine about it. He did speak up. He is speaking to the media also about it, but it did not really affect our performance. In fact, we finished first and second. How do you see that? Even our wushu players, in fact, had a silver.
This is exactly what I'm saying. This is exactly, our Indian athletes are now ready to fight the best in the world. We are ready to go and say, if there is something if somebody's trying to hold us back, if there is something like that, we will go and overperform, and show the rest of the world that India cannot be stopped anymore. India is going to become a superpower. I have been saying this. If you really look at our performance, we had 20 medals at the last Asian Games. We are here with 29 medals. There were Africans in there. If we just take away the ones which Africans won, we would have won 13 gold, 19 silver, and 9 bronze, which is 41 medals instead of 29 medals. We beat a lot of Africans there, and it's just a matter of time. I'm not whining about it, but I'm saying by the time the next Asian Games come, our athletes will beat all those African athletes. Take it from me. If Sable can fight the African athletes and beat the Kenyans in the Commonwealth Games and beat the bought Africans here at the Commonwealth at the Asian Games, this is a new India. Just take it from me. We've just about caused a crack in the dam. let the dam break, and then you will see there will just be no stopping India. And I'm absolutely confident that that is going to happen in the next 5 years.
Right, of course, and thank you so much, sir, for talking to us, and many congratulations to your entire contingent. It's our contingent, and we keep celebrating, India's pride at the world level, at of course the Asian Games also. We'll continue to track our athletes and celebrate with you, and we look forward to talk to you even further on many occasions, not on controversy but more on celebratory moments like these. Thank you so much, Mr. Sumariwalla, for joining us here on Republic TV.